Okay, so today I want to analyze a few industries. And I'm sorry about the audio. I bought a microphone today on Amazon. I'm going to pick it up on the weekend. So sorry about that. Okay, so quantum computing. This is the first one I want to talk about, led by IONIC. Um, so there are a few ones that are very interesting. INFQ, that's another one that, price action wise is a bit choppy, but I mean, the base looks so good. It has so much momentum. You can see here, um, so much volume came in. That's like, 8 to 10 times the average volume. So, I'm looking at this one in particular. I'm actually more interested in this one than IONQ, despite this one is leading. By the way, yeah, I bought this one. I can't remember if here or here. But yeah, I'm on several of these stocks. So yeah, broke out of base, with a choppy movement. Kind of tried here and here again, and then here. So you can say that it actually broke all resistance in this move. So right now what we can expect is hopefully it's going to set up again. So this is going to be like the first good setup in stage two. Hopefully it's going to do something like this, set up against the 10 and the 20, and then provide another entry. Okay, INFQ, I'm on this one too. Bought it in a couple of times. Yeah, this is a volatile stock, so it's a bit hard to enter. So right now started moving out of all this resistance. It's not really out of this kind of resistance zone, but it's trying to may pull back and set up again. But so what I can expect now is either it's going to move violently, get past this resistance, especially if it breaks out of this level, and then in that case, if it moves up and comes like around here and meets around this resistance area, then it's going to set up around here probably. All of these are just hypotheses, and then provide another entry, or it's going to fight it a little bit, these two resistance levels, and then break again. So either way, I have a good position in this one, so I'm not sure I'm going to add unless it gives me like a very, very nice tight entry. And in that case, I may add a bit. Rigetti also have a position on this one, bought it this day, somewhere around here. So yeah, it looks, this setup looks very good. Seems like it's ready to go again. So I'm going to add to this one because it was the position was a bit small. So I will probably add a bit. I don't want to have too many positions. I'm trying not to, but it's kind of in this whole cycle there has been some sectors that I'm not sure which one to pick, honestly, because they, the charts look very similar. It's like Rigetti, QBTS, and QBit. Like these three look very similar. The three of them have reasons to move. All of them have similar ADRs. So, and which one is leading between these three is kind of complicated. I think Rigetti is leading and QBTS is probably following, but I don't know. They are very, very similar in Q. So the thing is, I think funds are doing the same thing. They are probably buying all of this in a set. So yeah. Anyways, Ionic is leading. Looks very good. Led. No, I'm not sure. I think Rigetti led last year. Yeah, definitely. Rigetti was the leader in this, and I traded it. I remember I traded it last year. I bought it here, and it was one of my best trades last year. and then set up again here. So yeah, hopefully it makes another huge move. Let's see what happens. So IONQ leading, not the best price action wise. INFQ, I really like the potential of this one because it's so volatile. So I think this one has the potential to make a very nice move. So let's see if that happens. Also gain a lot of volume. If you compare this volume in early May, actually, yeah, mid-May, and then the volume that we had late May and now beginning of June, it's completely different. It's like 2x, 3x the volume that I had a couple of weeks ago. So that means a lot of money is coming into this stock. So there's a lot of interest to push the price up. So yeah, if I had to pick one stock out of this group, it will probably be INFQ. So Rigetti, again, a lot of potential. QBTS, I really like it today. Nice tightness here. So yeah, I'm going to add a bit to this one if it breaks. And QBit, it's kind of a little slower than the other four. I really like the compression today, but yeah, you can't ignore the fact that it's lagging a bit. Not much, but it's lagging just a little bit. But yeah, there was also a lot of volume here coming in, and so it rejected moving up when the other ones. Let me see which one. Actually, yeah, now all of them kind of pulled back a bit, but it's more noticeable in Qubit. So yeah, it's my least favorite of the group. So let's see what happens. So the other sector is nuclear. So actually, this is small nuclear reactors. They have a name. They are known as SMR in the industry. So it makes sense that we have a lot of interest around small nuclear reactors or nuclear energy in general because of the increased demand of energy with the all these data centers they are building for AI and whatnot. So IMSR, this one moved before the rest of the pack, but the problem we have with this one is it's not illiquid for us, for small traders, but yeah, it's telling you that it's not receiving the most interest from big money. But yeah, it's leading. Made a very nice base, put a very tight handle here, attempted to break out here, but failed. Had a small pullback, came back very quickly, recovered very quickly, put a tight range here and broke out. So I bought it here in this day, and now I'm thinking about adding a bit. Yeah, it's not the best setup in the hourly. It's looking a little bit better. So I don't know. The market, is overheated. So I don't know if it's going to be the best day for adding. So let's see what happens. Nanonuclear, also bought this one. I bought a small one here, around here, and then pulled back. I was about to close it, but I said, no, I really like the story behind this nuclear technology. I think it makes sense. OKLO said that I read in the news, I think they say that they are able to use all plutonium or something to power these small reactors. So it makes sense that there is a lot of interest right now around this industry and technology. So yeah, something I really like when there is a story behind and that it makes sense. So nanonuclear, yeah, not the best. These pullbacks are not the best thing that you want to see out of a base. So that means there is still some resistance here in this area. So hopefully it's gonna, one of these days it's gonna break out and hopefully make a violent move. So But that said, I'm keeping my tight stop. I think my initial stop was over here, then added a little bit yesterday, and I have another stop here. So yeah. So in that case, so let me explain. So in that case, when I buy in like 2 times or 3 times, most of the times I buy in one time, single time, and just enter the position. But in that case, what I do is when I raise my stop, I just unify and say, okay, so I you know set just one stop. Like in this case, well, probably today, if it moves a bit, I'm going to just raise, and just collapse my 2 stops into one. So nanonuclear, I really like it. It's more liquid. SMR, now the big ones. SMR also bought it yesterday. Broke out huge volume for the type of volume that we have, 374 million average per day. So this is not, you're not going to see, and whenever a stock has like this much volume, you're not going to see like 3x 4x. It's not normal. It may happen, like here it was like 2.5 or something, but typically you won't see like this volume spikes like making 4 or 5x or more. That happens in stocks with lower volume. So this means this is very high volume for a stock with such an average volume. So what can we expect from here? Hopefully is going to continue moving up and then going to set up at some point before attempting to cross these 2 resistance areas. So that's another area where I could add. Or if I get out because it closes, below the 10-day moving average, then I can, I could have an opportunity to add again. So you never know, but I'm guessing that it's going to set up again before this area. So the last one is OKLO. This one has the biggest volume, almost $1 billion average per day. Bought a bit yesterday. Also nice, very nice accumulation here. Very strong volume in this move, as you can see. Again, for a stock with this kind of volume, this is something that you cannot ignore. There was a lot of big money coming in here. So set up here, try to break out, but post report, which was here in this day, whatever happened, it pulled back. It went back into the base range, and now put another handle and broke out yesterday. So, and yeah, you hear more about OKLO than the other 3 names. So hopefully OKLO is going to catch up and get past this resistance and then start moving up more quickly, faster, gain more momentum. So right now, yeah, it looks like it's almost like lagging the rest, but if I had to pick one, is probably out of this set is probably going to be OKLO. Okay, and the last sector is drones. There are many names in this one. These are my favorites. I have UMAC, some ONDS, RCATs. Yeah, these 3. So UMAC leading. There's a lot of volume coming in here. As you can see, this is like a 10x the average volume. This is what I was talking to you about. So yeah, before this move, this was like a probably 100 million average volume. So with this kind of volume, below like 200, 300 million, you can see this kind of spikes, but you cannot, you will probably, you won't see, this happening very often. So UMAC looking very good. I would expect for this to pull back at some point and make another setup before moving more, but you never know because of this Iran situation. There is a lot of interest around, this kind of drones technology. So you never know. ONS is very interesting because of there's a lot of volume. You see almost $1 billion per day, a lot of volume coming in, and it's so close to its all-time high that once it get past through this resistance and breaks all-time high, it can make a violent move. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this one to add. Actually starting today. If it breaks today, it could make a move. If I know it's far from the 10-day moving average, but you have to account for this. All this volume here is what can make a stock move, very, very fast, even without resting against the 10-day moving average. And those who know my style, you know that I like to buy near the 10-day moving average because that's when you have the best, reward to your risk opportunity. But in this case, when you see so much volume coming in, sometimes it won't get back to the 10-day moving average. RCAT, same. I think it's an all-time high. Yeah, we have an all-time high here, which is very close. So this has been a stock that, in the past had, quite a choppy price action. So it's not my favorite price action wise, but, I don't think I'm going to add to my position, but I would wait if it makes, puts a nice setup here, I'm going to add when it breaks. Again, so much interest around these stocks, so much volume coming in that this kind of stocks, so volatile, it can make a very, very big move if it puts a nice setup and then breaks again. SWMR, this is a recent IPO. I couldn't trade it yet. There was a sort of an entry here, but it was very premature. I don't think I would have entered here. And then I missed this move. Yeah, I don't see a lot of volume coming in. So yeah, like 2 times average volume here. I don't see a lot of volume for an IPO. You would expect for to be to see more of an explosive amount in the volume. So I'm going to wait for this to put a nice setup to consider trading it. And the other one, so another recent IPO in the sector is this AVEX. More volatile. Now pulling back now. This is not a good sign, but again, some volume coming in. So in this case, I would expect for well, it's not showing here, but the 10-day moving average to start so building higher lows in the around the 10 and 20, and I want to see some tightness before considering it. But overall, I really like that it's an IPO. IPOs could be very, very explosive. Of course, all the all-time high, because it's very recent, is right here, right around the corner. So yeah, if it puts a nice setup, it's something that I'm going to definitely watch to enter. Probably not a big position, but something small, and see if I can make some money with this one. All right, so that's all for this video. I hope it's clear. Let me know in the comments if you want me to explain something further, something more in detail. And yeah, thanks for watching.